Hi, welcome to my channel, Psychic Kathleen. Today I'm going to discuss a reading that I did earlier with a client who has been to see me several times over the past 3 to 4 years. We know each other very well, and she will come and consult the tarot on a number of different issues that arise. She's in her early 50s. She's single, has 2 children. She's divorced. She's a school teacher. She teaches art and is, of course, an artist. So she also does her own work, painting. And so she's very creative. She's intelligent. She's very enjoyable to work with. She's familiar with the process, and she's mystical as well. So she's just one of those clients that I really love working with. Now, the reason that she came to see me today is because her feelings have been evolving, and let's say her understanding of what's going on in her life has been evolving. And one of the questions that she had was about her relationship with her mother, which is an issue that we've spoken of many times in the past. But she wanted to know if a couple that she was presently helping out, if there was any connection to her mother in this sort of feelings that she was getting that were kind of negative feelings, let's say. And so she really comes to me often to validate or certainly check her intuition, if indeed, it's true. And so the cards had said, the answer, one of the cards that had come up was temperance. So temperance is about making things happen. So right away, the cards were saying, yes, your intuition that there is a connection here between this couple and your mother is very true. However, she believed that the sort of negative energy coming her way was coming through the female side of the couple. And I said my intuition told me it was coming through on the male side of the couple. And she said, oh, I think you're absolutely right, because I don't think he likes me. And indeed, I turned over the King of Swords. And so yes, it was, the cards definitely wanted her to start thinking more along those lines. And her question, of course, was, why is it? What is going on with him that, he's so unhappy with me, And I said, I felt that he feels that you see him very clearly, actually, that he can't hide. And she agreed with that. And I said, and there's also here a connection with your mother, I suspect. And I turned over the Empress, who is the mother of the deck, and certainly confirmed or validated that intuition. And that's often what I find in a reading. I'll have sort of a feeling or a sense about the correct answer to a client's question. And then the cards will validate that. It will say, yes, you're thinking along the right lines. So that's something else that often does come up in a reading. Now we did, as I've mentioned before, these are 1-hour readings, and so we do cover quite an extensive array of topics. And one of her questions had been about a lover from many, many years ago who died in his early 40s. And she was always curious to know if he would have died so young had the two of them actually gotten married and had a family together. Her suspicion was that no, actually, he probably would have lived longer. And the card that answered that was the Sun card, which is this is the Transparency Tarot. It's called the Transparent Tarot. And it was the artist pulled sort of the main symbol from each of the cards and then had it put on transparencies. And you, in order to see the card, of course, you look at the transparency. And what you do in doing a reading with the Transparent Tarot is you actually build the card. So this was the Sun card saying, yes, you're absolutely right about that. He would have lived longer, actually, had he married you. But of course, that was not his destiny. And she said, well, why was it? What would I have done differently than his wife did? And that came up, the Six of Wands. And so you can see we're building a card here. So the Six of Wands says, well, because you would have seen the signs much earlier. So you were more intuitive, or you're more perceptive in some way, and you would have seen evidence that the illness was coming. And so then she wanted to know, well, does he have anything sort of to say to me from the spirit world? And that came up, the Star, and I said, yeah, he wants to tell you that all your hopes and dreams will come true. So, and obviously his feelings about her had remained very positive, and he genuinely wished her all the very best. And then another area that we explored together was over her daughter, and her adult daughter is a nurse and is presently living with her and waiting to hear about a job opening in Australia. And so she's had a split with her long-term boyfriend, and my client's been very worried about her. So was asking the cards, how can I help her, or what can I do to ensure that she has a happy future? And that had come up, the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups, as you can see, there's a character here sort of doing a dramatic dance, and there's an audience of children watching in the background. And I said, the Six of Cups is about happiness and joy. And I said, you need to convey to her that you still have hope. You may not believe in the fantasy of happily ever after, but you still have hope of true love. Which your daughters are perceiving about you, that you don't actually believe that that's possible. And so I said, that might be something that you want to share with your daughter, that you still believe in true love. Just because the marriage didn't work out with their father and you don't presently have a lover, that doesn't mean that you still don't believe that it's possible to meet the right person. That will help lift your daughter's spirits. And I said, what your daughter needs more than anything is confidence. And sometimes with self-confidence, it's fake it till you make it. You just pretend that you're confident. And if you pretend long enough that you're confident, you become confident. And she agreed with that. That's very true. So she wondered if this relationship that she was presently in, if that was good for her. Her intuition was that it wasn't. And that came up, the Two of Swords. And I said, really, he hasn't made up his mind whether he wants to be in a relationship with your daughter. So it's unlikely that this will prevail much longer anyway. And I don't think it's doing your daughter any harm to be spending time with him. She wondered how her daughter was feeling now about the split with her long-term boyfriend, which happened several months ago. I think it was about 7 months ago. And she wondered how she was feeling about him now. And I'm just looking for the card that came up. It was the Seven of Cups, which is, she wasn't sure how she was feeling about him, but my sense is that she's still very sad. Her daughter was very much in love with this man, and I think she's still recovering. As that's understandable. We don't recover from a broken love affair overnight. It can take time for the heart to heal. So it was It's always a joy to work with this client, and I think she left feeling some help and some resolution in terms of several issues that had been bothering her and worrying her, and she just needed some sense of guidance and some direction. So thank you once again for joining me here today. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and also ring the notification bell, or press the notification bell. That will ensure that you receive an email in your inbox that I've posted another video. So I look forward to seeing you here again soon. Thanks again for joining me. Bye for now.